Welcome everyone. This is Alveoly E-learning. My name is MK Obin. I'm one of your course instructors at Alveoly E-learning. The main purpose of Alveoly E-learning is to make learning simple and easier for all students, irrespective of where you are. All you have to do is to get access to a mobile phone, a computer or a laptop with an internet. Then you just sign up to www.alveoly.com. Okay, then you just get your pen and paper. When you log in, you have access to various courses. Then with the course that you have your interest in or you have difficulties in, then you sign up to those courses. Today we are going to look at fluid and electrolyte imbalance, which is one of the common topics that is being treated at medical nursing. Okay, and for us to understand it very well, we need to look at some basics and understand what fluid is and what electrolyte is. Okay, so first we have a cell. So let's assume this to be a cell. Okay, and we know the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of a living organism. Without it, we can't form a living organism. And this cell, it has its external parts. So any fluid that is around the cell or outside the cell is known as extracellular fluid. So the word extra means what? Outside. Okay. Then all the fluid which are within the cell or are contained inside the cell. So let's take this one to be the fluid inside the cell. Then this one to be the fluid outside the cell. So the fluids inside the cell are known as what? Intracellular fluid. So basically the cell has fluid inside, and we term the fluid inside the cell as what? Intracellular fluid. The word intra means what? Within. So the word intra means within. Okay. So hence intracellular fluid is a fluid that is contained within the cell, whilst extracellular fluid is a fluid that is located outside what? The cell. So basically these are the two main fluid compartments that is associated with the cells. Then when you come to this fluid, okay, so let's look at the intracellular. We said this is a cell, okay. Then within the cell, so we said within the cell, the fluid compartment within the cell is known as what? Intracellular. Then with the intracellular, it is made up of what? You see, when you take the cell, the inside of the cell or all the compartments within the cell is known as what? Cytoplasm. Okay, so it's like you are having a cup of water with substances dissolved in that cup of water. So everything within that cup, that is the water and all the substances in it, are known as what? Cytoplasm. So the fluid compartment part of this cytoplasm is known as what? Cytosol. Okay, so the cytosol forms the fluid part of the cytoplasm. So basically, intracellular fluid is mostly made up of what? The cytosol. So it is the cytosol that forms the intracellular part of the cell. Now let's come to the extracellular, which is outside the cell. So we are saying that the extracellular is the fluid compartment that is outside the cell. Then outside the cell, we have blood vessels. Okay, so this is a blood vessel. And this blood vessel also contains a fluid in it, and the name of that fluid is intravascular fluid. So let me use this to indicate the fluid within the blood vessel. So we call this one intravascular fluid. The word intra means inside. The word vascular means what? A blood vessel. So the fluid within the blood vessel is known as what? Intravascular fluid. And this fluid is also outside the cell. It is not inside the cell. Okay. Then let's assume we have another cell also here, and there's also a fluid here. So in a nutshell, you will realize that we have this fluid, which is one part. Then we have this fluid, which is also another part. And this fluid, they are all outside the cell. Because this fluid is between two cells, we call the fluid here interstitial fluid. The word inter means between two things. So we have like international. So international means between two nations. We have intercolleges. It means games that are played in between two colleagues or two colleges. Okay. So basically, interstitial means that a fluid compartment that is between two cells. Okay. And this interstitial fluid is also outside the cell. So because the interstitial fluid is outside the cell and intravascular fluid is also outside the cell, then it means that extracellular fluid is the combination of what? Interstitial fluid and intravascular fluid. So basically, that is that. All you have to understand in extracellular fluid is that extracellular fluid is the combination of interstitial fluid, which is the fluid in between two cells, and intravascular fluid, which is the fluid within the blood vessels. Okay, whilst intravascular fluid is just the fluid which is represents within the cell. So basically, these are the two compartments of fluid that we have in our body. Okay, we have intravascular fluid and we have intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid. And we are saying that the intracellular fluid is a fluid that is located within the cell, whilst extracellular fluid is a fluid that is located outside the cell. And with the outside of the cell, we have the combination of what? Interstitial fluid and what? Intravascular fluid. Thank you very much.